Hello, this short video explains how to safely use Bubble-PAPR. First, we need to wash our hands. Depending on where you work, the bubble will be stored in various different locations. The trays will be cleaned regularly and stickers will indicate that the bubble's been cleaned recently. If any doubt, clean again, as per your local infection control policy. Check the bubble for any signs of damage. It's important to check the expiry date on the bubble itself and also on the filter. The filter and the yolk should be together all of the time. The filter has a cover which should not be removed. The bubble needs a USB battery pack to work. Check that the pack is clean and that it is fully charged. Check that there's a spare battery pack available. When you connect the battery, the motor and flow will start and the indicator will turn green. And check the function of the flow meter by including the air inlet. The indicator turns red. Flow can also be checked by placing the flow meter into the outlet. When the fan is running, the ball will rise into the green zone, indicating flow is appropriate. Next, check the PVC disposable hood. The hood has an opening that fits over the filter. It has two straps for tying the cape underneath your neck. And it has a perforation which is used for doffing. Check that the perforation hasn't been damaged in transit or in opening the hood. The hood also has an optical pane which should be clear and free from creases. To assemble the bubble, we need to place the yolk inside the hood. It's important to start with the filter, which lines up with the filter opening as shown. Carefully make sure that the filter pokes through the hood. Be careful not to damage the perforations. Next, you need to pull the hood carefully forwards over the front of the yolk as shown. The hood has two moulded tabs which line up with the fixtures on the yolk itself. These should pop into place. To don the fully assembled hood, first plug in the USB battery pack and ensure that the flow starts. Secure the battery pack in an appropriate pocket or in a belt clip. The easiest way to get the yolk onto your head is to turn it through 90 degrees and pass it sideways over your head and then turn it back round the right way. Gather the cape around the back of your neck, tucking it snugly underneath the yolk. You can bring the two ties to the front, tie them in a simple knot and then start to pull them tight. The cape needs to be secure against your neck, but not so tight that it's uncomfortable. The hood will now fully inflate and you may hear the fan change pitch. This is normal. The bubble has been designed to be donned by a single user. However, you may find it's easier with a buddy to help you don safely. Once the bubble is securely on, follow the local infection prevention and control guidance to wash your hands and don your PPE base layer carefully over the cape. The base layer will help to secure the cape and won't interfere with the operation of the bubble. You're now ready to enter the clinical area, following local guidance. You can't place anything over your head whilst you're wearing the bubble. However, outer aprons can still be worn whilst wearing Bubble-PAPR. Use the apron holder tabs on the front of the hood, as shown here, to secure the aprons. Doffing needs to be done carefully in order to minimise the risk of any contamination. Assume that the front of the PAPR is contaminated. Follow local infection control guidance for removing aprons and gloves and leave the clinical area and wash your hands. Remove any base layer if worn, again following local protocols. Clean your hands after handling any PPE. Next, we're going to remove the bubble. Untie or tear the straps at the front and then take hold of the cape below the yoke at the back of the hood. Pull upwards and outwards and the perforation will break all the way up to the filter. You can then safely remove the hood over your head and straight into an appropriate bin. There may be a designated bin for the safe disposal of Bubble-PAPR hoods. Clean your hands after removing the bubble. Next, the yoke can be simply removed as shown. Make sure you clean the bubble and the battery pack and safely store.